I thought it'd be funny to talk about funny concert stories
Right.
and different events that we've been to, and if anything great happened to it. And I actually happen to have like an epic story.
This is the boat. This is the boat.
This is
one.
the boat. It wasn't Blink-182, but it was Blessed Union of Souls. Do you remember that band?
Yes, I believe they the Leonardo DiCaprio song.
Yes. And you said you believe they did. They also wrote I Believe.
I believe.
Love is the answer.
That song.
I believe. Something like that.
Okay.
But it's they were in concert at this place called the Dock, right? You had to be 18 to get in, you had to be 21 to get in. I was 18, and I lived on the lake, Lake Pontchartrain in the New Orleans side of the lake. And I thought, oh my gosh, we have these inflatable little dinghies, like these little rafts,
right.
and it has oars or like little paddles with it.
I just think that just for visual purposes, we should clarify that. Yeah, he did live on the lake, but you lived with like 6 other dudes in a house that was definitely about to fall into the lake.
It was a shack. Yeah.
It was not even. It was a cool place. I'm
was.
gonna give it a lie. It was very cool. You could sit on the roof, and then randomly, like the Coast Guard would like do drills in the water there.
That was the best part.
That's
a whole nother podcast story.
But anyway,
because that house was like epic.
But I just remember being in the house, and I would see like underneath, like you would see like flashes of light beneath your feet, and then you would look down and you would see the water.
It'd be like the moon's reflection off the water through the holes of the floor
Through the
house that we
holes
lived
of the floor in their house. Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah,
I don't know how we didn't have more roaches and stuff because there was a restaurant right next door.
Yeah,
that was on the water.
Well, it's because their food was so good at that restaurant. The roaches were like, we were good.
Yeah.
We're good. We're not going anywhere near that house.
So I decide I'm gonna go see this band, and if you go like via boat, they don't card you. Like there's no bouncer, there's no guy at the door or whatever. So everybody, this was a Sunday night, and everybody else I lived with who's involved with the church is and does music and whatnot was like leading their worship service Sunday night, and I decided to skip to go see Blessed Union of Souls. So it's just me, and I'm all dressed up because I just got back from church that night, and I've got my cell phone, and
it's probably a flip phone.
My wallet. It was a flip phone. It was like a black Motorola, and so anyway, I get into the little dinghy, the little boat, and I start paddling out, and I'm like, this is the greatest idea I've ever had in my entire life.
It's just like so like this boat. Like I remember having things in the swimming pool, like. It had sides, like it was like one of the big ones that you could like actually row it, like the oars.
No, this was small. Like me, I'm 6'2", and I was 6'2" back then. You know, my knees were up at my chest.
Okay,
it wasn't that big.
Pretty little.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't teeny tiny, but
you had an oar. Yeah, just one oar.
Yeah, like this paddle. It was like a double paddle, so I'm like paddling.
Okay, I see. Like
if you're watching
paddle.
on YouTube, you can see how I'm paddling.
Okay,
yeah, like a kayak paddle. Thank
gotcha.
you. So I'm going out. And they have the 17th Street Canal, which is the border between New Orleans and Metairie. And Metairie is the town that we lived in. So we lived on the water, and across the street from us was this canal. So I paddle out of our little bay, and I get to the canal, and there's actually like a pretty strong current. I start going up the canal. And by the way, this is nighttime, and it's pitch black. There's no lights on the lake. So
yeah, this is not it's not a high traffic area.
No, and it's just black abyss. And luckily it wasn't like a lot of winds. So
and you had no GPS on your phone. So I mean, you just had to know where this bar was.
Right. Well, luckily you could throw a rock at the bar. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I mean, it was pretty close. It's like a 3-minute walk. You can see it from our front driveway, and you can see it and walk the entire way and still see it.
Gotcha.
But going out in the boat the back way, it's a little bit longer. So I start going up this canal, and I'm freaking out. So I start paddling even harder. And I
You're
think
going against the current?
Well, the current was taking me up the canal,
like really
deeper
fast.
into New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I want to go into the lake. So I'm paddling as hard as I can, and the paddle breaks in half. And it breaks in half, and I drop one of the halves. So now I just have this one paddle that I'm going back and forth, left and right and left and right. Needless to say, I busted, but I'm sweating bullets. I'm just like, I'm not sweating bullets like I'm nervous. I'm just like, it's hot.
You're about to die.
I'm about to die. You know, sharks have been found in this lake, alligators in this lake. You know, it's just craziness. I finally get to the dock.
Oh, so you did make it.
I did make it. I finally get there. And I'm not a very, like when I show up someplace, I'm usually 5 to 10 minutes late. Like I'm never on time. And somehow I decided, okay, I need to leave about an hour and a half early to go there. Again, like 3-minute walk, but I left an hour and a half early. I got there right as the band was about to start. But so I get up and I get on all fours. Like I turn over on my stomach in this raft. I'm still not wet. I don't know how. I get up on all fours. I'm grabbing the side of the dock, whatever, that's got like barnacles on it, and I finally get up and my feet, I can't describe this, but imagine being in a pool and standing on a raft and trying to stand up straight. So for the people watching, this is my feet on the raft like the whole time, like back and forth real fast, left and right.
They didn't have like a ladder. I mean, how tall was this?
It was about up to my like right above the stomach area.
Oh,
because I remember it was just high enough to where like I couldn't just pull myself up. I don't have a lot of upper body strength, but I couldn't just pull myself up. I'd have to like just do a little hop. So anyway, dude, I get up.
Okay.
I get up on the dock, and I'm thinking to myself, kind of young and dumb. I think to myself, I need to get this dinghy out the water so it doesn't float away. Like, who cares about this $5 Big Lots raft that we bought?
Are you planning on? You're not planning on taking this back, right? You could just walk home from the bar, but you were thinking you might take the raft back home.
I think if another person was there with me that I could have bounced ideas off of, I would have gone out the bar. So I get the raft up. I go see Blessed Union of Souls. They play all my favorite songs, because I love their first album. I actually went up and got a set list from Elliot, the lead singer, and it's pretty much just him. It's not the whole band anymore. It was just him, and there was a backing band. But I got the set list, folded up, put it in my pocket. So I got this awesome souvenir. I'm so excited, and I decide that I have to go back in the dinghy because I'm not 21 and I can't go through the bar.
You thought they would card you on the way out?
I don't know. I've never been like a rule follower, but for some reason, sometimes I just get on this path of like, I have to do it this way.
Right.
So I put the boat back in the water, and again, it's about 3.5 feet or 4 feet or something like that to the water. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. So I just plopped in, and my butt's wet now, and water got in, but I landed on it perfect. Like I could have flipped over. I could have hit the side of it.
You just like jumped onto it. Okay.
Yeah. Like very, very gingerly, very safely. Okay. I had my cell phone on me, so there's no like cell phone insurance or anything like that. So I'm like worried about my phone, and like nothing's waterproof. And I have this set list. I don't want to get ruined. Luckily nothing got wet. My butt was a little wet. So I start paddling back, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I took the same exact path back. Instead of going maybe a little bit wider to compensate for that current,
yeah,
I start going up the canal again. So I'm paddling as hard as I can. I get to the mouth of the canal, and the paddle breaks again. Now I'm just holding the middle part of the paddle. I have no paddles, and I'm going up this canal. So I flip over on my stomach, and I just start doggy paddling like, Michael Phelpsing it all the way back. So I get all the way back to the dock, and my cell phone was okay. The set list had like a little bit of water on it, but it was safe enough. And
so you go back to the bar? No.
I'm sorry. I go back to my dock of my house.
Oh, okay. So you made it back to your house. Okay.
All in all, I think I was gone for like 4.5 hours. It felt like, and to go see the show, that was like a 45-minute little set. You know? But needless to say, one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to at this little podunk bar. One of my favorite bands, if we're just talking about their first album, at least first two. But anyway, it was worth it. I mean, the whole experience was great. It left me with a really awesome story.
Yeah.
And I had the set list.
Usually nights that you almost die, they add a little adventure to the night. So, it makes it memorable.
Yeah.
For sure. I actually saw a concert there at that same bar you're talking about. I was convinced to go to my first and only country music show in my entire life. My friend...
Wait, who'd you go see?
So I went.
Do you even remember?
Yeah. So, I never heard of this person because I'm not a country music person. And when I was a kid, I had a cassette tape of Garth Brooks. So I did know who he was.
Wait, Garth Brooks was there?
No, Garth Brooks wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
But that was like the only country music.
That would piss off a lot of people that paid all that money to go see him when he came for like 3 nights in a row. Anyway.
Yeah. So I go to this little bar, and my buddy, he wants me to go. I'm like, dude, I'm not paying money to go see some country guy. Like, I don't know country music. Like, I don't have that kind of money. I'm a college kid. So he pays for me to go because he doesn't want to go by himself. So we go see this guy, and his name is David Allan Coe. He's kind of famous.
David Allan Coe is pretty. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that most country music is just kind of like, a bunch of rednecks, singing about pickup trucks and beer. But the David Allan Coe concert was a little more risque than I kind of thought it was going to be.
Well, dude, he's one of the original like outlaw country guys.
I don't know. Apparently, he's been to prison because he talked about it and curses a lot. And I thought at some point somebody was going to die up in that place. I've been to some pretty scary rock concerts, but David Allan Coe concert, I did fear for my life. I don't know why. I think I was wearing a Rage Against the Machine shirt. Don't really know what I was thinking on that one.
That's awesome.
I had my shaggy hair, and I was just like, yeah, like I'm feeling really out of place right now.
But did you sing any of his songs?
I don't. Well,
because some of his songs are pretty.
I mean, I know a bunch
raunchy.
of songs now, like like his what's that? I can't even think of it. Oh, like Family Tradition, right? That's a very famous song, but I know. But I don't think I even knew it back then. I know it now.
Yeah.
If I hear it, I'm like, oh, I know like some of the lines, but I
Did
never
enough
heard
Podunk Weddings.
Yeah, I have never heard any of the songs. That was really out of place. But everyone there knew like every word to every song. It's like going to a Dashboard concert.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows like songs. He's like, oh, I haven't sung this song in 15 years. It's off my X album. And you're like, okay. And then he starts singing. Everybody's like, yeah, screw a chicken. You're like, what? Like, I don't even know what we're singing about right now.
Screwing chickens.
Anyway, it was it was a good night all in all, I guess. But left me with a story. But yeah, so that was my only experience at that place. And then Katrina destroyed it forever. So
They did.
Yeah.
Or she did.
Yeah.
That
That's
jerk.
one for my homie.